Warning: the following video may contain language that is not suitable for children and social justice warrior snowflakes, prudes, or virtue signalers. If the common vernacular offends you, or there are small children within earshot, stop this video now. The following video was hosted by R-rated conservative. Stoney Stone and I were guests, and we practiced our social distancing via Zoom live stream. We call it like we see it. You may or may not agree, but certainly there is much to speculate about.
What's going on, Patriots? Welcome to the Patriot panel. I'm joined by two guests today, two fellow YouTubers. We're here with Stoney Stone and Dave from Inglorious Patriots, as well as Net for Truth USA. We're just going to have a little discussion with you guys for roughly an hour or so. Just getting a little updates in each of our neck of the woods on the progression of the coronavirus / takeover / coup d'etat / revolution, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Basically, we're all in the red zone right now, and we're all just trying to network as best we can to stick together and basically not lose touch with you guys, and you guys don't lose touch with us. So how you guys doing today?
I'm all right. How about you?
I am absolutely fantastic. I had a night off last night. I had to rest, and plus the wife, she was working, so... But she'll be back on the regular show with me tonight at 10. So that should be really interesting. I'm sure she'll have an axe waiting for me.
Well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, my friends. So first thing, obviously, we're going to cover Stony, you're in the Midwest.
Yep.
You're in roughly the Chicago area or thereabouts. Yep. So how's the local situation where you're at?
Chicago's actually batshit crazy right now. Our city's not. I'm actually pretty proud of my city for not doing what Chicago has done. But we're different than Chicago. A lot of people don't know that. They all classify us like we're Chicago, but we're not. We're different. We're total different type people. So we're getting more traffic now. Usually when this first started, for the first 3 or 4 days, I seen about maybe on the average, I see 1,000 cars an hour minimum on my street, my corner, whatever. And when this first started, I guess it cut down to probably 10 cars an hour. And that's the way it had been. Now it's picking up to about 30 cars an hour. So it's kind of, I don't know, people are getting restless or whatever, but they still ain't moving around and like they was. They are still kind of taking it easy, just doing what they got to do and sitting back. That's pretty much what's happening there.
At least there's some movement, though.
Yeah, there's some movement now.
All right.
We didn't have none hardly, but now we got a little bit.
Well, that's always a good thing to see some signs of life. Dave, how about you?
Yep.
Well, I'm down. I came down from Jersey about a week ago, and I'm in North Carolina, about 50 to 60 miles outside of Salisbury. And we're camped out here in the woods in a camper. And a couple of days ago, we went out grocery shopping. There's no toilet paper. And this morning, I called the Veterans Administration to see if I could get registered down here. Not that I have any problems or anything. I just wanted to see what was going on. And they told me they ain't taking new patients for 60 days because of the corona fiasco, which is, I mean, what are you supposed to do if you get sick? I don't understand. And Tony had problems. She has New Jersey healthcare, and she can't get the damn thing transferred down here. So my take on this is the healthcare system in the United States is totally fucked. And the fucky is the Hildebeest, otherwise known as the oven mitt fashionista or the Kevlar cunt. Ever since she put her fingers into this thing, it turned into a nitrogenous clusterfuck on a scale of 1 to 10 of the 11th magnitude.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good old HRC, or as we call her, the hideous, rotten cocksucker on our show. Because she certainly is.
We call her the Hildebeest.
Yeah, she certainly is that. I've also called her the godmother, the dragon lady, and fucking every other name you can possibly imagine.
Absolutely.
One thing I ain't calling her, though, is Madam President. So fuck you, cocksucker. End of story on that shit. And you know what? I think we'll end up seeing a fucking dog become president before she does, especially after this point.
Yeah, she's done.
Yep.
I don't understand why she's not in prison. I was a cryptographic system specialist in the U.S. Air Force. I had a top secret crypto SSIR clearance, and the SSIR stands for Secret Service Information Restricted. We used to call it so secret it's ridiculous. Even the classification is classified. And if I would have walked out of the comm center, which is now called a skiff, with a fucking paper chat on the bottom of my boot, I would have been living work right now, cutting garlic cloves with razor blades like John Gotti.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Either that, or they would have already tied you to the post and shot you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what she did was clearly treason, selling uranium to the Russians, and then making us putting us against the Russians when the Russians had not a damn thing to do about it. She's here with her buddy there, Joe Biden, extorting money out of the Ukraine, extorting $1.5 billion out of China, and it's our money. They give them the money as aid, and then they take a majority of it back as a kickback, and they put it into their little funds. What President Trump ought to do is change the money. Change the money. Make U.S. dollars worth not a lit fart in a wool mitten, and let them try to figure that shit out. Let them, all the offshore accounts, Swiss bank accounts, all this shit in Bahrain and Belize and the Cayman Islands, they wouldn't be left with anything. They wouldn't be left with anything they could use to escape, to go. They wouldn't be able to buy a train ticket.
Yep, and I would love to see that to happen to the Iranians with all those pallets of cash that Obama sent to them all throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
How many billions do you think it was? Yeah, ballpark, 10, 20 billion?
Hundreds of billions.
500 million to begin with, $500 million. And then they caught him on tape, supposedly, this is what I hear. They caught him on tape doing a deal with the 500 million, and they blackmailed him into sending him another couple of billion on pallets. So that's where that went. I mean, the whole government needs to be arrested. They need to go swoop down on Washington, D.C. and take every swinging dick out of there and put him on a boat to Gitmo. Give him a fucking ball peen hammer and a roll of toilet paper. And a roll of toilet paper is not because we want you to wipe your ass. We want to see who ends up with the last roll.
I would certainly like to see that, because just observing all the moves that have been done over the last 2.5 weeks, it looks as though that something like that is going to happen, because they're very incrementally, they're slowly and quietly locking off the borders so you can't escape. They're apparently they're looking for underground tunnels and stuff. That's alleged, folks. I can't absolutely prove that, but I can prove that military is starting to line the northern and southern border to make sure no one in, no one out. And the key word is no one out.
Right.
Right now, nobody's coming in, nobody's moving. Everybody's staying put where they're at. And if anybody tries to move, then you're going to know something's up. And it seems to be happening all over the world. And go right ahead and jump on Google. You can even use Google for this one. Go look at their corona map. Go check this thing out and look at the countries in particular that seem to have the highest rate of infection. Does anybody think that it's a coincidence that the United States, Italy, and China have the 3 worst infection cases in the entire planet? Because look at the U.S., what we have, New York and California, the highest concentrations. And also in central Italy, right around where the Vatican is. And there's starting the infection rate, it seems, in Australia is starting to grow. Particularly in the large desert outback region. Thought nobody lived out there. So what kind of virus do we have occurring out there? Makes me think they're incrementally locking everything down. They want to get all the civilians safely into their homes to make sure there's minimal casualties as possible, and they are going to unleash war on our streets that we in our lifetimes have never experienced and probably never will again. And I'm hoping that there are as few and hopefully zero civilian casualties involved in something like this. But we are at war with an enemy, ladies and gentlemen. It is an invisible enemy. It's all around us.
Yep.
But here's the thing. This invisible enemy didn't start in November of 2019. This invisible enemy has been around us for a very, very long time. Many of you, even at my age and even older, actually, there is probably very few, if any, people left on this planet that remember a time when this invisible enemy did not exist. Maybe you can count them on one hand with a couple of fingers left over, and that's about it. This has been with us for a very long time, and if you read between the lines, if you read the signals, if you use a little common sense, you know that this is happening. And if you guys think, oh, it's just bullshit, it's just speculation, it's this, it's that, well, what I want you to do is go on to Fox News on their website and see if you can find a story that broke about 5 hours ago. And I am going to be posting that headline tonight on my show at 10 o'clock when we do the bullshit of the day. Apparently, the Justice Department has unsealed an indictment for President Maduro of Venezuela. That's right, folks. He's going to be the first one. At first, I was starting to doubt whether this was a real thing, if it was going to happen, but guess what? The signs are pointing in that direction. It looks like some heavy fucking duty shit is finally setting up to go down.
Yeah. I certainly hope so, because this shit started in 1933 with General Smedley Butler. They tried to, the Nazis tried to take over the government, try to recruit General Smedley Butler. And before 2004, I never heard of him. He was brought to my attention by my good friend Arthur Bernklau, who passed away about 6 years ago, when he ran across a book called The Plot to Seize the White House that was being sold on eBay as a collector's item. And I read that book. My mind.
Yep, he drew them in. I know the story. He drew them in, thinking that that he was going to go along with the plans. And as soon as they gave him the information and the details, he immediately went public with it. And then he was just scrubbed from history. He never existed.
Right. You never heard about him in history books. Never heard of him. I certainly never heard of him.
I don't know if you can look up his service record. Is that possible to do that, to look up service records of like high-ranking officers and stuff?
I never tried that, but
I have not really thought about that either.
The book pretty much details what his background was and what he did, and it's even got court citations. And so, when I read that book, the plot to seize the White House that failed in 1933 succeeded 30 years later in 1963 when they shot President Kennedy and made up this bullshit story about a lone gunman on the fifth floor book depository building shooting with a $22 Sears rifle. The scope was misaligned. Couldn't get off couldn't even cycle the bolt in the time that it took for those 3 shots to get off. And if you look on my channel, Glorious Patriots, there's a 3.5-hour video that outlines the whole thing. It's called JFK to 9/11.
Absolutely, folks. I have watched this. You fucking need to watch this. Yeah,
it's put it out too.
Yeah, it's long. It's 3.5 hours, but you know what? It's worth the time to sit and just see how it's done, how they do things, how they run things. And there's also there's another documentary I happen to catch out there. I forget the woman's name who did it. It was done in 10 parts. Does anybody know the one I'm talking about?
It's called Fall Cabal, right?
Fall of Cabal, that's it.
Yeah, Fall of Cabal. Yep.
It's approximately 2 hours done in 10 different parts, basically sections. You need to watch these 2 documentaries. They will explain everything to you. And if you think it's just a bunch of conspiracy theory, do your homework, do the research. It's there. It's not a theory, folks. 90% of what you see in there is fact. And if it's not fact, she specifies that it's only speculation. But there are things that she claims to be as fact, and she is correct.
Yep.
Look up.
And to look at is Truth Factory. There's a girl out of Canada. She puts about 1 video up a month. But when she puts that out, man, I tell you,
bombshell.
bombshell out of the ballpark.
Out of the ballpark.
She never shows her face. She's a little cat talking in the background, but she is fantastic.
It's bombshell. Yep.
Absolutely. I recently discovered her, and yeah, holy shit, folks. You definitely, how do I put this? All right, don't believe a fucking word I say. Take me as a complete bullshit artist and be like, fuck this guy. I'm going to go out and I'm going to prove him wrong. Please do. I want you to. Yeah. I wish all of this was a fantasy. I wish all of this was fake.
Yep.
But it's not.
I wish all of it was fake too. I started with this bullshit on social media. I never wanted to be on social media, to tell you the truth.
Tell them what happened, Dave. Tell them exactly what happened that got you kicked off.
November 15th, 2016. I got a letter in the mail. It didn't go through the post office. It came after the mailman delivered the mail already. I didn't know. And I came home and I looked at the mailbox, and maybe Tony didn't check the mail. And I found an envelope, and I opened it up, and it said that it was a big, long, drawn-out bullshit story about somebody leaving a Nagra portable tape recorder on a plane and fell out of his pocket, and it was on Vox mode, and it recorded a conversation on the subsequent passengers that were on the plane, which were Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. And it turns out that the person spun up that story because he didn't want to know who it was that released this information. Somehow it came to me. How? I don't know. Why they picked me? I don't know. Maybe because I'm a bulldog pain in the ass who don't let shit go. And I put that out there, and it got 1.5 million hits in about 3 weeks. The recording, these planes that fly today, all of them, the commercial jets, the private jets, all have cabin recorders in them. They pick up every word that's said, everything that's done. And this, apparently, the guy who did this was the pilot or the co-pilot that got it off the cabin recorder took it off on a USB drive, and then and instead of giving it to one of the alternate media guys, instead of sending it to me, I would have put that shit out in a minute. He went to Reuters, of all people. I mean, talk about deep state shit. Reuters is the biggest deep state shit, bigger than CNN. And they put him up in a hotel, supposedly in a safe house, and 2 weeks later, he was dead. They called bullshit on that video that I did for 18 months.
He sure did.
18 months.
Yep, sure did.
So I'm not here to bullshit people. I'm not doing this for the money. I don't make any money. My channel's not monetized.
Nope, mine neither.
Monetized for 2 years. And what do I got to gain for it? I got to gain for it. It's like the Bible says in the book of James, if you know to do good and you don't do it, it is sin to you. It's a responsibility that I have. I took an oath in 1969 to defend my country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And these people are domestic enemies that should be taken out and summarily executed. And fuck the legal process, because they're non-uniformed enemy combatants. They're the same as a guy in a trench shooting you, trying to shoot you and kill you in wartime. These people have no rights under the Constitution, and they have no rights under the Geneva Convention. So what the fuck are you doing, Mr. Trump? You're fucking around. You're fucking around. Put a cap in their ass and be done with it.
Yep.
I totally get the sentiment, but here's the problem if he does that. If he does that, he's going to seem like a mad dictator, and it could cause a huge revolution amongst all the Bernie bros and the leftists, and he's going to have a bigger pain in the ass on his hands than this fucking virus. That's how I see that going.
Bernie bros are only 2% of the population.
Wait, but there's more of us than there are of them, so let it fly.
Donald Trump has got more people using the fucking porta potties at his rallies than all of these fuckers got at their rallies combined.
Yep.
These little soy boys, they say they're gonna wage war against hardened patriots and people who come out of the military, people who could knock a fucking flea off a gnat's ass at 100 yards. Are you kidding me? They ain't got a chance. Oh yeah, some of us will die. That's right. But the tree of liberty has to be fed with the blood of patriots and traitors. And these people are traitors.
Yep.
There's no dealing with these people. They're not going to go away. You can't legislate these motherfuckers out of existence. The only way you're going to put them out of existence is to put a noose around their neck and hang them.
That I agree with. But
it's just the way it goes.
And in terms of what they've done, they are obviously enemy combatants, so they're not going to be. They're not going to get the privilege of the standard U.S. court. They're going to go to military tribunals. When you're brought up on charges of treason and high treason, you hold office. Oh yeah, you're going in front of a military court, and if you're found guilty of high treason, death penalty.
Yes,
I want to see that happen, and it needs to happen to many people.
Speedy too. It don't need. We don't need to sit and support these people while they're on death row waiting to be executed.
Yeah, I don't want Hillary sitting there.
Found guilty, take them, give them 24 hours, or give them 30 days. Give them 30 days to appeal. If their appeal is denied, done. They're done. It's over.
You know what? Don't even this is a military tribunal. No right to appeal.
I understand, but I mean, you give them a little bit of, we have some compassion, give them 30 days to try to figure out, well, maybe whatever, 30 days, that's fair. We could pay 30 days. Look what they've done.
You know what? They're not even worth it. No mercy. Because they would, do you really think if the roles were reversed, they're going to show us the same mercy?
Nope, they're not going to show it.
They're going to burn us alive. They'll burn us at a stake. If they could bring back medieval torture for their little fucking satanic bullshit that they do, you bet your ass they'll do it in a second. And they'll make it public and they'll throw it in our faces. They're just waiting to do that.
Difference, bro. That's the difference between us and them.
Right.
We do have a little compassion, even though they're scumbags, and they deserve it.
Well, they do deserve it. And the thing is, it's essential not to give them the mercy because, again, if you don't make sure that snake is dead, it can still bite you. You need to kill it dead.
So you start at the bottom and work your way to the head. Make sure that son of a bitch is dead.
Cut it in 1,000 pieces.
You got it.
The Rothschilds and these people have been running the world for centuries, since Napoleon.
Forever.
Since Napoleon. And they've been, and people say, how are they eating babies? Whose babies are they eating? Hey, listen,
ours.
There's 800,000 kids missing, maybe 400,000 come back. So there's still about 500,000 kids just in this country alone just go missing like a fart in the wind and never found. No bodies have ever been found. And how many Amber Alerts? I just got an Amber Alert 3 days ago. The first one I've had in like 5 years. And who's running that shit?
Where's the bodies?
Spilsby, under another name. I forget her.
Susan Spilsby.
Yeah, the same chick that tried to steal 30 kids out of Haiti after the earthquake years ago. Look it up.
Same lady, yeah. The same lady that tried to steal the kids.
Yep, same lady who's also very good friends with Hillary Clinton.
Yep. Well, Bill Clinton's the reason she got out of that mess.
Yep. Clinton went to bat for her publicly and basically got her out of multiple felonies for kidnapping and child endangerment.
She was
they were gonna lock her ass down.
They should have.
In Haiti.
Yep. And Bill went over there and broke her ass out.
Yep. He went and bought her way out of there because that's his friend. So now she owes him a lot of favors and she's doing his dirty work. So just imagine what she's been up to since then. Hopefully we'll find out.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. There's 800,000 children a year in the United States disappear like a fart in the wind. Where are their bodies?
That's a very good question. And have you noticed since this, I guess, crisis, you can call it, started, they're starting to find a whole lot of remains of children, young girls over in the Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio area. They're finding lots of them, girls that went missing years ago. There was one, I believe, she'd been missing for like 6 or 7 years, and they just found her remains the other day. So, for those of you watching that live in that area, if you see any stories like that pop up in your local news, send them over my way because I want to keep track of that. And another area, if there's anybody out there watching, you need to keep your eyes on the Arkansas, Missouri Ozarks and the surrounding area.
Yep. Yeah, if you do a display of how many people are missing, like a pin map of how many kids are missing, and overlay it onto a map that shows you the mountainous areas of the United States. Most of these disappearances happen in the mountains, in the areas where there's mountains. None in the plain states where there's hardly anything, like up in Texas, but a lot in Colorado. All the places where there's, for some reason, I don't know why, it's in that area. I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's altitude, Dave. You get up real high and lose your train of thought.
Yeah, right. And then there's a program, there's an app you can get for Android, and you probably can get it on iPhone too. It's called 3D Earthquake. If you look at the California area, you'll notice that right above China Lake, there's like 400 earthquakes a day. 400 earthquakes a day. What the fuck? There's tunnels being blown up. They got tunnels going underneath the freaking oceans and shit.
Yep. We got them here in my city as well.
And you say, well, how the hell they dig these tunnels? They got these machines that are like 4 stories high that can dig a tunnel through solid rock at the rate of 7 meters an hour.
Shit.
Yep.
And it's not no bullshit. I mean, they've excavated under solid rock entire cities.
I know.
mean, it's incredible.
Yeah,
So,
it is crazy.
Closing the borders on people get out. They just get on one of these maglev trains and be over in fucking Dusseldorf in 2 hours.
I'm going to tell you, we had tunnels under the river here where I'm at. They go directly under the Rock River. They're all over my city underground here. And they used to have a house till about last year sometime. They tore this big, beautiful Victorian home. It was gorgeous. And it was right on a corner, and it was the entryway to the tunnels. And they just tore it down last year, I think. Craziness. But we're not. Rockford's different. You can go into a grocery store and get everything you need here. The one hard thing to get is hand sanitizer or anything to do with sanitizing, but toilet paper, all that stuff, you can get it. It's been times where we've been pretty much out of everything, but it's restocked and we have it. It ain't like we don't have it.
I can tell you right now, down here, when it comes to toilet paper, we are cut the fuck off. We got nothing.
You got none? Yeah, we got all that stuff still. For the most part, you're not going to get hand sanitizers very easy. You're not going to get cleaning supplies. You can get them all day. But if you have alcohol and aloe vera and you mix them together, you got hand sanitizer. Hello.
If you don't have alcohol, some people have sold that alcohol. Use vodka. Same thing.
Yeah, vodka, same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Liquor.
Pretty much.
Yep. Everclear. Yep. Exactly. It don't take as much alcohol as it does the other thing you're mixing it with. Some people are even mixing it with lotion, so it's pretty much same thing.
Well, soap, they say soap kills it, so why you want to dry your skin out with alcohol? But anyway, I don't get the toilet paper thing.
I don't either.
Were they expecting the drizzly squirts or something? What the fuck is with the toilet paper?
I don't know. Maybe this thing turns your organs into liquid shit. Who knows?
The one thing I didn't figure out is everybody was running out to get all this toilet paper and all these hand sanitizers. I get it. Get some, whatever. But you should. Now they're complaining we ain't got food. Well, common sense is, don't you think instead of buying 800 rolls of toilet paper, you should have bought some food, because you're not going to be able to eat your toilet paper.
Absolutely.
It's a no-brainer.
Wipe your ass if you don't shit, if you don't eat.
Yeah, that's why even
you're gonna need it.
Yeah, all the way back in early February, we had already started planning for this. We went and got everything we needed. We got toilet paper. We didn't hoard it like some people buying 3,000 rolls, but we got enough to last us probably at least another month or two.
Well, I gotta applaud, and I don't ever applaud Amazon really for nothing, but I have to applaud them for one thing that they did. Some guy, when this first started, went out and bought 97,000 bottles, different containers.
I saw that.
Yeah.
of the hand sanitizer. And Amazon knew that he was going to put a upswing on it and put it back to sell it for a higher profit. And they denied him. And on one hand, I applaud Amazon. On the other hand, they should have made an agreement with him or something to at least break him even or something. So the sanitizer could have been back out there. But you know what? It doesn't even matter. I still applaud them for not allowing them to put that back on the market at a bigger markup. They were selling rolls of toilet paper for $7-8 a roll on eBay or something. It was just ridiculous for one roll of toilet paper, $8-9 or some shit.
Yeah, I saw a few of those. I saw one guy was selling 4 packs of, I guess it was a store brand toilet paper. He was asking like $15.
Exactly. Well, I mean, he probably got them from like a dollar store or something. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. It's just see, I'm a good old-fashioned free market capitalist, but there has to be a little bit of decorum and rules in terms of the free market and
certain situations, maybe.
Yeah, you know? I mean, predatory businesses are basically, that's one of our biggest problems. And basically, long and short of it, the biggest predatory business in the world is the one that we're fighting against right now, or at least we think we're fighting against it. We hope.
Yeah, this is, see, the saddest thing of this is if you could see it, you could defend yourself against it. But we can't see this. We don't know where it is. I mean, it's an invisible killer. But I don't think it's half as bad as they're trying to play off. And what do you think about the governor or the mayor of New York with all of his bullshit? I think he's just trying to hoard money.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to squeeze up as much money as he can. He's trying to take credit for anything that Trump's doing and still continue. Like, he'll sit there and he'll make deals with him, but then he'll still demonize him in the press.
Exactly. And, you know, he's now got this whole thing. New York's the #1 hottest spot in the United States. Well, let me tell you something. There's been other people walking around with cameras and hospitals, and none of that is overwhelmed. Nothing. It's just like nothing. It's ghost town. So where are all these people at? Because they ain't at the hospitals.
They're home.
Where's this? Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. So how bad is it really? I don't know. It's a big city, the biggest city, one of the biggest cities.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, he has to say we're the hottest spot because he potentially has the most to gain. But typically he's got the most to lose too if it becomes a super hot spot. You get what I'm saying? He's going to lose a lot of people.
You know, part of me thinks, I mean, if you want to get back into the fantasy aspect of it, I think he's already got Cuomo by the balls. Between him, his brother, and his father, the shit that they've pulled throughout the years.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't understand who Mario Cuomo is, he was the former governor of New York. You need to look that story up. You want to see some interesting shit.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Andrew Cuomo, the mayor of New York City, he's got a couple of skeletons in his closet, and we all know who Fredo is. All right.
Real fast. I see what you're looking at too. Hey, real quick. I want people to realize I put this out for years, many videos. Blagojevich was the governor of our city, and he was on the phone call with J.B. Pritzker. He was the other half of the phone call that sent him to prison. Now, J.B. Pritzker is now our governor. And Blagojevich went to prison for selling Obama's seat to Pritzker. But Pritzker didn't get charged. Right. Figure that one out. And I covered it and put the FBI phone call out, everything. Nobody really understands that.
Right.
You got to dive in and see. Holy crap. Our new governor is the other half of the phone call that got our governor, our Blagojevich governor, put in prison.
Indeed, folks. You think I was lying about an invisible enemy that's been around for a very long time?
Yeah, it's bad.
Do your research, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take any of our words for it. I told you, just think of us as all as bullshit artists. And then go out and try to prove us wrong. Take all the things that we have said here so far and try to disprove it. And if you come back with something that absolutely disproves us, we will thank you for it. But until then,
debunk it.
Exactly. But until then, do your research. And we're going to run out of time because for some reason, my Zoom thing just fucking is only giving me less than a minute left to go. So I just wanted to thank you guys for coming on, Dave and Stony Stone. And I definitely look forward to having you on again. And even Dave, I want to have you on the podcast as a guest as well.
Thank you, sir.
All right, folks.
Really appreciate you. Thanks for having us.
Indeed, my friend. Thank you.
And don't forget to go to the RRC show tonight.
That's right, 10 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Central.
Yep, 9 o'clock Central. Here's all my social media shit. You can follow us on here on all these wonderful things. Here's where you can watch the show tonight. If you're watching it on one of these platforms, try one of the other ones. You can get the links in the description box below for everything. And if you want to send us some cool stuff, this is the place to do it at RRC Podcast, P.O. Box 241 in Somerset, Mass. 02726. Thank you, guys. We will see you tonight at 10 p.m. Have a good day and stay healthy.
Subscription links to Stoney Stone, R-Rated Conservative, and this channel, and backups are in the description section, along with the links to the things we spoke about. Please support this channel using the PayPal link in the video, and you may want to get yourself a Corona Quarantine t-shirt. Limited time offer, so get you one. I ask all of you to pray for Tony as she is taking an Amtrak train at 0200 hours this morning to Lourdes Hospital in New Jersey for critical surgery. I would have gone with her, but the train fare was $218 from here round trip. Her health coverage pays only in New Jersey. We would have rented a car, but the rental company would not take a debit card or cash because of the corona bullshit. This is Dave from Net4Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your calls of encouragement. And most of all, thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our backup channels. Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel, BitChute.com/net4Truth USA, and drop.space/ Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/Net4Truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.